Hey guys, so it's been roughly 24 hours since my surgery um, to address my carpal tunnel syndrome on my right hand. So here's my right hand. They basically gave me a really strong, actually a really strong anesthetic, and then they went in and incised the central medial sheath that covers the tendons and the nerve, so that the pressure that the sheath was giving would be removed. I'm told that in about a year or so time, the sheath will regrow, it will repair itself, but it'll be less tight, um, which is really how it's supposed to be. This is kind of interesting. I didn't know that it repairs itself, but that's what I was told. For the time being, I'm really supposed to do very little with this hand. Just keep it very much relaxed. Um, not do any, not really use it for anything much except simple exercises that they told me. So there's a simple exercise to basically straighten out the fingers using my other hand and hold it there for 5 to 10 seconds. Then there's a similar exercise where I fold these fingers into the palm of my hand and I make a fist and I hold it there for 5 to 10 seconds. Okay. There's also the exercises that I was doing before, which is basically um, I fold these fingers to the palm of my hand, right? That without making a fist. Okay. Then I make a fist. Then I put these fingers out. And then I make a partial fist and put my thumb out. Um, there are other exercises that I'm not going to do yet on this hand, but that I do with my other hand. Essentially, I push these fingers down and I keep it for 20 seconds or 30 seconds. With each of my fingers, I push them back like that. I'm not going to do all of them now, but that's basically the same technique for each of the fingers, and I hold that for 30 seconds. And then there's this one where I put like a prayer pose like that, and then I slowly separate out, pushing these fingers back, and I hold that for 30 seconds. That's stuff that I was already doing before. Um, the what can I say? The pain has been pretty strong, pretty severe. So essentially, I mean, after I got my surgery done, right away I didn't really feel anything, but when the anesthetic started to wear off, I was able to feel the pain, and that continued into the night um, as well. So when you sleep, you've got to basically keep your arm that had the surgery elevated. Put pillows under it so that it's elevated. It has to be above your heart. Um, Really, just to so that it doesn't swell, and the pain doesn't, the throbbing and the pain doesn't continue. The other thing is they gave some medication, Tylenol, the same anti-inflammatory medication that I've already been taking, and morphine, which is actually to be used very sparingly, but I have had to take it a couple of times to reduce the pain, just to make things bearable. Um, I mean, at the end of the day, like, I'm not one of those people who's like, well, I'm going to avoid steroids or like the narcotics, like, at all cost. I'm going to try to avoid them at all cost. But if I need to take it to reduce the pain, to reduce the inflammation, to make life bearable, I'm going to take it. And I really don't care about that. Like, I'm going to take what I got to take in order to feel um, less pained, less painful, right? That's all I can say. Um, so yeah, the first 24 hours have been pretty rough, I would say. Um, in terms of how my hand feels, in terms of the effects, I am able to do a little bit of movement. Like, this is the most movement I can probably do. What I can honestly say, what I noticed is that I I don't at least so far, I don't really want to say anything about this, but at least so far it looks like there's a little bit of a relief. I don't feel the same amount of the numbness. The numbness is kind of going away. So I can actually feel my fingertips. Um, that should actually even get better, better, better in time. Um, probably after about a week or so, it should as the nerve heals, the nerves are healing. It's gonna take some time, but the sensation should come back. Also, I'm able to sort of like before. This would have been really difficult for me to do. Anything like this would have been difficult. I would have really had to struggle with it, like I do with my other hand. Um, this one feels a little bit like I can move it a little bit more, um, which I wasn't able to do before. There is still stiffness, obviously, because of the tenosynovitis. That's a whole other condition, and it's going to take some time to heal. And I really doubt that this surgery had any direct relationship to that. It probably had an indirect relationship by causing less tension and thereby making me able to move my joints better. But the tenosynovitis still has to heal on its own, or I might need to go for the cortisone shots. I might even need surgery for that at a later date. Um, the actual incision was right here, basically starting from my wrist all the way up to my just above my wrist to the palm of my hand. So it's all bandaged up. I'm not even gonna touch that. I'm not adding any pressure to that. It is pretty painful. They did stitch it up. Um, Essentially, I was able to see part of the procedure. I kind of really didn't want to, but I guess curiosity got the better of me. So first they put my hand to sleep. They put a few really strong anesthetic shots in my hand, and at first it ballooned up. Like, I was a little bit shocked at how much it ballooned up because of the anesthetic, the way it reacted with the body. But um, it eventually, I mean, it did a lot of it did do a lot of good because I wasn't able to feel anything when they made the incision. So I was able to see the inside of my hand all the way down to the tendon, and I could see it moving when I moved my finger. Nothing I ever want to see again, to be perfectly honest. But I mean, it was a learning experience. So I really don't want to do anything with this hand except for the exercises that were prescribed by the doctors, and that's pretty much all I want to do for the next few days. I don't want to take any risks, and yeah, the hand is supposed to get better, is supposed to heal in terms of this in terms of the incision over the next 2 or 3 days. So in terms of, it won't fully heal, but I mean, most of the pain should go away, and then internally, the internal healing is going to take a lot longer time. So I still have to be very careful with it. I can't do any heavy work for at least a month. Um, yeah, typing I should probably be able to start at the end of next week. So I'm going to be working part-time hours in my job. But yeah, I really got to be very careful. Okay, that's all I wanted to post for now. On a scale of 1 to 10, I would say that the pain is right now at about maybe a 7.5. But that's just because I've been taking morphine. Before that, the pain, I mean, there have been times when the pain was like probably like a 9 or a 10. But like I say, the morphine is helping. That's it. And I'll be providing another update probably in a couple of days or so. Okay, thank you. Bye.